Other developments, YouTuber Ranveer Allahbadia's controversy that has intensified after multiple complaints, FIRs, and in fact, criticism has mounted over social media and from the political spheres as well on the remarks that were made by the YouTuber and influencer on the India's Got Latent show. He has now approached the Supreme Court citing relentless harassment and death threats over his remarks on the India's Got Latent show's remark. He has also requested for an urgent hearing in the case. In his plea, Allahbadia has stated that a bounty had been placed on his life with explicit threats calling for his tongue to be severed. Creating an atmosphere of fear and insecurity, however, his request for an urgent hearing was declined by the Supreme Court, stating that oral mentioning of the case is not permitted. My colleague Mehndi Garg is there with me live on the broadcast. Mehndi, now in fact, the top court has been approached by the YouTuber Ranveer Allahbadia as there are reports cited by him over the continuous harassment, over the remarks that he has made. There has been no denying that in fact from every sphere there has been mounting criticism against his remark. And in the backdrop of what he said, which became controversial and then later on was criticized by many of the in fact people on the social media as well. What is that you're picking up as far as the lawyers of Ranveer Allahbadia are concerned? What is their next step that could be seen after the top court had declined his request for the urgent hearing?
YouTuber Ranveer Allahbadia has moved the Supreme Court seeking urgent intervention, claiming he is facing relentless harassment and also death threats following his remarks on the now deleted YouTube reality show India's Got Latent. And in his plea also, Simran, he mentioned and stated that a bounty had been placed on his life with explicit threats calling for his tongue to be severed and also creating an atmosphere of fear and insecurity. And not only this, his request for an urgent hearing was declined by the Supreme Court, with Chief Justice of India Sanjeev Khanna stating that oral mentioning of the case is not permitted. And now Ranveer Allahbadia in his petition also, Simran, has argued that since the airing of the show, he has been subjected to an unyielding wave of death threats and incessant harassment both from the media and the public. And now he also highlighted the tweets on the X platform where the individuals had openly called for violence against him, and he emphasized that such threats pose a direct violation of his fundamental rights and also constitute a serious threat to public order. So in his plea, he has urged the courts to intervene and prevent further escalation of criminal acts against him. And in his petition also, Simran, he further contended that the state and the authorities must acknowledge the risks posed by the ignoring such threats, which could have a chilling effect on the right to free speech. And now Allahbadia has also insisted that his statements on the show were unscripted and spontaneous and a momentary lapse in judgment rather than a premeditated act of misconduct. And while giving the statements also, he argued that this should not be seen as a reflection of his character or intentions, and stressing that he never meant to cause any harm or offend to anyone. So now, citing multiple FIRs registered against him, Ranveer Allahbadia also claimed that they were malicious attempts to suppress his fundamental right to the speech under Article 19(1)(a) of the Constitution. And now he sought the quashing of FIRs lodged against him in Mumbai and Guwahati under sections of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, the Cinematographer Act, and also the Incident Representation of Women Act. Now, the Supreme Court, however, have refused to grant an urgent hearing on the matter as of now, Simran, but Advocate Abhinav Chandrachud, appearing for Ranveer Allahbadia, has sought immediate listing of the case, but the court ruled that it would be taken as per procedure. Yes, Simran.
All right, in fact, Mehndi, thank you very much for sharing these details and giving us more information. Now, viewers, on that note, that was all the news of the nation and the world. We'll continue to track all the developments very closely. Stay with us.